What's up YouTube? It's me, Jess, and I'm an opera singer. Today's sponsored video is going to be a performance analysis of Post Modern Jukebox featuring Effie Passero performing I Was Made for Lovin You by Kiss. Let's go.
Tonight, I'm gonna give it all to you.
Woo!
In the darkness, there's so much I wanna do.
Woo!
And tonight, I'm gonna lay it at your feet, 'cause I was made for you, and you were made for me. I was made for loving you, baby. You were made for loving me, and I can't get enough of you, baby. Can you get enough of me? Tonight, I wanna sit in your eyes.
Oh my god, this is so different from the original. I actually listened to the original by Kiss just before watching this, and I have actually never seen the music video. I've heard the song before. Anyways, all that to say, my god, this is different. I also read the title of this song, which includes spaghetti western quotes style cover. And I am very embarrassed to say I have no idea what that meant. So I did some research. What I learned is that spaghetti western is a subgenre of western film, and it incorporates Italian filmmakers, and it's also known as, I believe, alla italiana. It typically includes an anti-hero as the protagonist, a lot more gory maybe, or involves a lot more violence. Questionable morals are at the forefront. I believe it has distinctive characteristics that are very different than traditional Western filmmaking. And then, of course, during that deep dive, I learned some new information about famous Western composers such as Ennio Morricone. My God, did I learn so much information, and I just feel so unknowledgeable. I literally did not have this in my household growing up. I'm just giving you guys the honest truth. So that being said, I'm very glad I did research because it opened my ears a bit to understand what this type of style incorporates and what it sounds like. You can definitely hear the influences. I'm curious to know, of all styles, why incorporate this subgenre of music, spaghetti western, into I Was Made for Lovin' You? Is there some sort of correlation that I'm completely missing? If you know anything, please educate me and us in the comment section down below. That being said, let's talk a bit about this arrangement because there is some really, really cool stuff going on. First off, let's talk about the bass in the background. I don't know your name, but my God, bass player. 2-bar phrase that repeated twice, and then when she came in, the bass line changed, and that change was so slight but so nice. All right, y'all, so I'm back and I figured out the bass line. I've got my handy dandy notes, so don't mind me. So the bass has 2 phrases that repeats twice. Then it repeats the first phrase, and she starts singing on that first phrase. Then the second phrase is different, and then the third phrase is different as she continues singing. What's cool about the bass line is the accented note, which is a non-chord tone and just so happens to also fall on a strong beat. I believe would be considered an appoggiatura. So it's approached by leap and resolved up by step. So let's break that down. So here is how the bass line goes. we'll stop there. What's cool about this bass line is the accented note, which is the non-chord tone. So in the first phrase, which is an 8-note phrase, the harmonic structure is just outlining the tonic of the key, which is A minor. So you're getting A, C, and E. Now the non-chord tones in the very first line is a B. So this is what the first 4 notes of this bass line are. That's A, E, B, and C. B is the note that does not belong in the chord. It is approached by leap, so the note before it is an E, which is a perfect fifth below, and then it resolves the next note after upwards by half step. And you really hear the bass player accentuating that non-chord tone note, which in this case is the B. So the second phrase is just outlining an A minor chord. It goes A, E, C, E, A. Okay? Now there are no non-chord tones in that. Then when she starts singing, it goes back to the very first line, which is A, E, B, C, with that B as the non-chord tone. But then what is cool is what happens next. We finally get some new material. So here's what it sounds like. What I think is satisfying about this bass line and the new material that we are getting is the note that is accentuated alters between being non-chord tone and a chord tone. So right when she sings, we get that first phrase with the B being the non-chord tone. And then it moves to an A minor chord. The accentuated note is the C. And we're looking at essentially the third note within this 4-note phrase as the accentuated note, the appoggiatura note. And in this case, it goes A, G, C, E. Now C, being the third note, is a chord tone, and that's the accentuated note. And finally, the last phrase that we're looking at is C, G, D, E, the third being D. And that is a non-chord tone when you look at the chord, which would be C, E, G. Now in this case, the D is accentuated. Those alternating non-chord tone versus chord tone accentuated notes makes this bass line really cool. I love it. And I also like how the percussion is accompanying the rhythm of the bass part. That sounds really fantastic. Wow, is her voice clear. What I really appreciate in a voice is evenness. And I get the sense of evenness from what we've heard so far. Man, Effie Passero, your diction is fantastic. I love how she is ending some of the words with clarity. You really hear whatever the vowel is supposed to be. You hear crystal clear consonants. It's just a beautiful sound.
Tonight, I'm gonna give it all to you. In the darkness, there's so much I wanna do.
And it also makes me appreciate the fact that she's put added effort into those small details, which make, I say this all the time, but they make the biggest difference. I promise you that. Oh yeah, the piano part. Pianist. Ooh, I like the notes that were sprinkled on the word tonight. So the piano was very much a part of the composition in the very beginning before Miss Effie started singing. Then the pianist backed off and we just got the bass and percussion. Then the strings came in and you heard him sprinkle these beautiful notes. I have no idea what the notes were, but on the word tonight.
Tonight, I'm gonna give it all to you. In the darkness, there's so much I wanna do. And tonight,
it just added this energy to the word on top of the fact that she's just delivering the text so well.
you get enough of me tonight. I wanna sit in your eyes.
Woo!
Feel the magic. There's something that drives me wild. And tonight, I'm gonna make it all come true. 'Cause you were made for me.
Yes.
And I was made for you. I was made for loving you, baby. You were made for loving me. And I can't get enough of you, baby.
So
Can you
good.
get enough of me? I was made for loving you, baby. You were made for loving me. And
Yes.
I can't give it all to you.
Oh, nice.
I was made for loving you, baby. You were made for loving me. And I can't get enough of you, baby. Can you get enough of me? I was made for loving you, baby. You were made for loving me. And I can't get enough of you, baby. Can you get enough of me?
Wow, 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 that was so good. So when I was doing some research on spaghetti western and I, went into this rabbit hole of Clint Eastwood and the films he's been in and Ennio Morricone, I found a playlist on YouTube with Morricone's classic hits, which I'm embarrassed to say I haven't heard them before. And so I just took a quick listen to the very first one on the playlist, and she was singing the theme. I gotta go find it. Hold on. The Ecstasy of Gold. The good, the bad, and the ugly. I wanted to get an understanding of spaghetti western music. What is it actually supposed to sound like? So I had an understanding of where Post Modern Jukebox was coming from. And to my surprise, of all things that I listened to, of all the research that I did, I found a correlation between the two. That was really cool. Some of the notes I wish were held out a little bit longer and or incorporated just a bit more vibrato, like at the ends of phrases. However, I understand how vocally demanding this piece is, and sometimes you just need to cut off a note so that you can, recenter and get ready for the next phrase. It still sounded really, really great. And her high notes were clear and they weren't too heavy, which I really appreciated. To remember that you just don't need to be that heavy when you're way up there. It's all about the resonance and putting it in the correct space. Also, gotta give credit where credit is due. Her agility is beautiful. She didn't miss a beat. She didn't miss a note. All of the passages were in tune. There were no intonation issues. Some of the phrases too, she was utilizing different passages within her voice, which is, difficult to transition into, and everything just sounded so great. Mad respect, Post Modern Jukebox. Mad respect, Effie Passero. They took a classic. I Was Made for Lovin You by Kiss. Woo! That is a classic, and their fan base is hardcore fan base. So I appreciate that they took something iconic and completely made it their own. Then incorporated this spaghetti western, which I'm really happy I came across this video. Thank you, sponsor. It makes me want to go on this rabbit hole of just watching a bunch of classic western and spaghetti westerns just so I can familiarize myself with the sound. And I really want to get more into recognizing film music and just really diving into that because it's so beautiful, y'all. So beautiful. Job well done. I'm a fan. If you liked all that you saw, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below and comment down below what other piece by Post Modern Jukebox or by your favorite artist I should do a performance analysis on. Lastly, make sure you check out the description box for ways to keep in touch with me, get access to exclusive perks, learn about the Soprano Notes blog, and or take a lesson with me. I hope you have a good day, and I'll see you soon. Bye!